doing a video for each zodiac sign, I thought this might just be a little bit more straightforward. So have your card 1, 2, or 3 in mind as I shuffle the cards. And let's just take a look at what the theme will be for you in your respective lives. So some personalized advice here. I also recommend with any sort of like astrology transity type thing, take a look at your own personal birth chart, and you'll have a little bit of a better idea for where these themes will land for you. You'll have a little bit more of a nuanced idea about what to watch out for, you know, where you can be exerting more muscle and all that good stuff. That's that. Yeah. Let's see. Let's just see. Let's use the Modern Witches Tarot for this reading, guys. So I'll have the timestamps for your card 1, 2, or 3 in the description box below if you don't want to watch all 3. And yes, carry on. Carry on, my love. All right, may I have the collective messages for Mercury retrograde in Cancer 2020? Card 1, please. Okay, have card 2. May I have card 3? It's very clear. All right. This timestamps are below. Here we go. Card number 1. This is you. Okay, we have the 7 of Wands for you, card number 1. So this is going to be standing your ground. This is going to be battling. Feeling like this is going to be battling you versus you. Feeling pretty strongly about that. What's that expression? The shoe is now on the other foot. I feel like it might apply to you in some way. So like you might be experiencing a role reversal. And it's causing like cognitive dissonance. You know, those moments where like what you're doing doesn't really match up with like what you're feeling or thinking, or what your inner world is kind of like saying. It's like a little bit of that tension. This can also be one of those moments where, you know, it's really hard to understand perspective sometimes until we see the extreme expression of whatever our ideology was expressing itself. And then it's like a pendulum act. So the shoe is on the other foot now for you, card number 1. Why is the 7 of Wands here? Got the Hanged Man reversed. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Let's get one more. We got Death. Okay, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Ooh. Feel like y'all had to make a decision about something that was overburdening you, something that was burning you out, and something that was kind of like, I don't know, like there may have been a proposal here. There may have been a missed proposal, or like incoming information, but it was just like the process was so slow and overwhelming that it felt like it wasn't moving. So I feel like you detached yourself from it. You removed yourself from the situation. I also see here with these 2, you might be trying to control like the outcome of the situation. Yeah, I mean, that whole piece with like the shoe is on the other foot, like you might be feeling so protective of yourself now, after seeing like the extreme of your behavior and like not really accepting what the other perspective is, you know, like the Hanged One is like, he goes upside down so he can get a different perspective. This is Odin hanging on the tree of life, you know, like being dead for 9 days to get a different perspective, which is, you know, it's extreme. But I feel like you're kind of not, I feel like card number 1 for you, there is an ending that it's bringing about for you, and it's challenging your self-esteem in some way. It's challenging what you consider to be the high ground, what you consider to be, your value system is shifting in some way. I feel like you're being really encouraged to come out of this period of stagnation, this period of holding, whatever it is that, you know, is undergoing this transformation right now. I feel there's Mm-hmm. I feel like you might be like, how do I say this? Like it's almost like cord clearing. It's almost like a cord clearing ritual, but it's like, I feel like I'm visualizing the inside of your mind, and you've got all of these little like thoughts going off here and there, and you're sitting in the middle of it with your shears, and you're like bling, 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 bling. And it's like, it's more mental, it feels like, but it's leaning into that the discomfort of this, you know, it's leaning back into what is real high ground, you know. I do see that, like, you know, once you get out of this kind of stagnation and like out of this fighting with yourself, or like avoiding fighting with yourself because it like activates some sort of insecurity or some sort of like, I don't know, like fear maybe, or like a false sense of control. Once you're able to surrender that, there is this beautiful transformation that happens for you, and I feel like it's hella good. Let's get one more to clarify for you. Got the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Pentacles again. I mean, Okay. The value of your creative force is what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like there's a sense that you're starting to understand again how much power you have. It does have to undergo a death. It does have to go like into a place where you're like allowing it to change, you know, like, because you have this Magician moment where it's like, this is the power of manifestation, you know, like being conscious that you're not trying to carry old fears into a new cycle, being very, very aware that like when things from the past try to revisit, that you don't spend too much time entertaining things that you've outgrown. Really allowing yourself to let it transform, let it dissolve into something brand new, because you have so much power at your disposal and you're going to be able to create something new for yourself. So just make sure that you're not repeating old patterns. Okay. Super general for Mercury retrograde, you know, like this is notoriously like when the X comes I'm back and knocking, you know what I mean? It's like, but I learned from that, you know what I mean? Like I learned from that thing with you, and I, you know, your only challenge right now is like, have you integrated that? Have you allowed it to transform you? Is it just too uncomfortable for some of you? It might be like, is it just too, like, it makes you feel icky inside and you're just like rather escape into some other realm instead of like really dealing with it and like letting it die? Because I feel like there is something that has to end here. And you know, this is either pride or ego or fear that's keeping, you know, it's keeping you in this stalemate situation with yourself. It's not even with another person necessarily. It's like you're so like in this moment where you can just like create just about anything, you know, you can just manifest to your heart's desire. It's like, what are you choosing to manifest? What are you choosing to create for yourself? You know, is it something that is better off being left in the past? Or is it something that is actually going to restore, you know, your value to yourself? Is it something that's going to help you complete that cycle so you don't have to do it again? I mean, spirit never runs out of chances and times to teach us old lessons. Like, it will happen over and over again until you take responsibility for it and learn from it and grow from it and change and create something new. And that's on you. There's a lot of responsibility there, but it's also a lot of power. So please don't feel disheartened or disempowered. Just know that like there's something on the other side of that discomfort waiting for you, and you absolutely must get into it. You are going to be beating yourself up more in the future if you run away from the discomfort of this process. Like, get into it. Don't delay your healing anymore. Get into it. I believe in you. Okay, we'll see you on the other side. Okay, that is it for you. Card number 1. I'm gonna have some tea. And this is gonna be card number 2. All right, babe. Got the 3 of Swords for you. Reverse card number 2. Okay. 3 of Swords reversed. I mean, this is the end of heartache. This is the end of feeling used for some of you. I'm feeling like something was not good and it needed to end. And like feeling relief when it does for some of you. I feel like this is situational more than like emotional or spiritual. I feel like this has something to do with something very literal on your on your radar. Let's clarify a little bit. Why is this? Wow, what's going on with this 3 of Swords reversed? I feel like you might also be like coming out of a place where you were like having a lot of woe is me kind of stuff, and you're kind of just coming back into like power and being like, I ain't a victim. You know? Okay, why is this 3 of Swords here for the collective messages during Mercury retrograde? Okay, we've got, wow. Okay, wow. Let's get one more before I start talking. Well, actually, let's just start talking. Okay, so we've got the 6 of Swords. So, you're transitioning. You know, you're turning your back on something. It's not really clear what that is just yet. It's not really clear what you're jumping into. It's not really clear why you're changing your ways, for that matter. I feel like this can be, if this is a relationship issue or like a relationship pattern, this doesn't have to be literal. This is just the way that the energy is flowing. It's like when you walk away from an old heartache, when you, or if you like refuse to begin something new with an ex or like a person from the past, like if you really undergo that change and that transition, you really walk away. I don't know what will happen for you. Let's find out. But I feel like that's what this is talking about. It's like when you're walking away from something, it's like the pain of those old wounds, like, well, you know, you can get dredged and you're gonna have a little bit more like caution, I feel like, in beginning anything new. Like you're just gonna have a little bit more wherewithal about you when you're taking leaps into anything new. I feel like there's a moment of healing here that has made you wiser, and it's made it so that you're not as afraid to like go into stormy waters. You know, you're like you're willing to trust yourself again, maybe. You know, might be willing to like, why is this school here for collective messages? Mercury retrograde. Two of Cups. It might be a relationship thing. Very literal relationship thing. We've got the Sun reverse. Card number 2. Okay, so all that stuff that I was saying about like not throwing caution to the wind, like, are you though? I feel like I'm a little nervous for you just because I'm seeing you like maybe being a little bit foolhardy when you're jumping into something, maybe like exaggerating how happy you feel, or just like being really, really happy all the time when you're in public so that people don't have to see, or like so you don't have to deal with this painful transition. I feel like you'd rather just like let the heartache go and like begin something new, even though it's like you know, like, we are so deep in retrograde season. Like, if this was one of my friends, I would be yelling at them, telling them, don't do it. Whatever it is that you're contemplating, like, I feel like you're, it's like you're in this, like, this kind of energy with yourself. It's like, I feel you know, you know. I know you know. You need to change something. Something needs to change. Something needs to, you need to be releasing yourself from something. Yes, absolutely. You need to be releasing something. But it's like, like, I don't want to like read you for shit right now, but like, babe, I do kind of feel like you're not being super honest with yourself about why this happened in the first place. You're not being super honest with yourself about like what caused this heartache, why this was you know, this is a pivotal moment for you, and it's like, you know, you may not want to see, you may not want others to see you being low and like not having your shit together, but that is like so much more preferable than jumping off into something that I don't really see as being a good outcome. You know, I don't really see this as like, you know, the Fool's definitely like, look before you leap, but in the reverse, it's like, are you being an idiot when you leap? I don't know, like, are you being a happy idiot? This is reversed. This is like, this just doesn't seem empowering. It doesn't seem empowering for you. It feels like you're trying to avoid this Six of Swords, whatever it is, you know? Like, I feel like there is, you know, what is the baggage here? What is, you know, if this is an ex coming back into your life and being like, hey, you want to give it another go? No. Just like, did it really make you that happy in the past? Are you just afraid of like what the new horizon is going to hold if you walk away from that, if you transition away from that? If you like let yourself have a really good new beginning where you're looking at what is possible instead of like just diving back into something that hurt you real bad in the past, you know? Like, it hurt you real bad in the past. But I feel like because you're exaggerating how happy it made you, you're not allowing yourself to see that, and you're not allowing yourself to have this moment where you can get out of that. Get out of this toxic pattern, you know? Okay. Okay, we've got Strength reversed. So I was just asking, and the Three of Swords, like, girl, you've got, you know, like, you did the frickin' Page of Wands underneath that. Like, yeah, it's like a maturity thing for some of you too. It's like, there's like maybe this person or this situation made you feel really like good and youthful and young and like a bright young thing in the past. And it's like, you know, like, don't doubt your strength. This is how you work with this. Don't doubt your strength. Really, really allow yourself to be stronger than you think you are. You know, Winnie the Pooh, you're stronger than you think, you know? You need to have your feet on the ground, okay? You need to get grounded. You need to get honest. And you need to not be being strong for other people right now. That is the core message for you. You are so worthy of being seen and known exactly as you are, you know? Don't be strong for other people, okay? You need to go through this Six of Swords moment. You need to change something. You need to like let it go. You need to release this baggage, but you also need to understand that being this way doesn't make you any less strong. It doesn't make you any less worthy. It doesn't make people love you any less to see you as you are, vulnerable, in pain, you know? It's okay. It's okay. That's what I have for you, card number 2. I hope that brings you some clarity. I hope it helps. And I'm going to go ahead and move on. This is going to be card number 3. We have the 2 of Wands for you, card number 3. Okay. So, intention setting for you, card number 3. I feel like there might be some travel in your future. I always get that vibe with this. I feel like there is like a world of opportunity, a world of information, and you are... This kind of feels like a crossroads moment to me with this particular vibe I'm getting from her. Why is this 2 of Wands here? Okay, 4 of Cups reversed jumped out. So you might be rejecting something. You might be saying no. Might be learning to say no. Might be, this feels like you might be saying no to something that is coming in for you, or ruminating on the future a lot can be a way that this can manifest. Okay, and we have the 8 of Wands. So I feel like you're going to reject one thing and move really, really speedily towards another. Okay, I feel like you are at a crossroads. I feel like there are a couple of options at your disposal, and you know that you have the power in your hands to choose. I feel like you're coming out of a period of overthinking, of juggling the possibilities maybe, or like just kind of getting intuitive about your decision making. And it's, when it's like this, it's like it's all the thinking all the time. When it's reversed, it's like, okay, enough thinking, it's time to do. It's time to do. And I feel like you're in that place where you have reached an understanding of the crux of the moment that you're in, and you're ready to like forward. Let's talk a little bit more about why is this 2 of Wands here? What is this crossroads in regards to? 10 of Swords reversed and 10 of Cups. Okay, so something changed. Got the 7 of Swords falling, the 10 of Cups. Something changed. Your happiness changed. Okay, 10 of Swords. What's up with you? Oh, okay. I feel like you're looking at your future and you're no longer feeling disempowered. I feel like you had a dark night of the soul maybe. Had a really low period, just kind of with these 2, feeling like just an overwhelming sense of ickiness. I feel like you are taking control again. You're bringing yourself back into power. You're giving yourself the chance to take your knowledge, to take the wisdom and do something with it. This is amazing energy to be in. This is really knowing like the right balance of understanding your pain without being overwhelmed by it, without like everyone grieves in different ways, and I feel like you're at a point where you understand your own grief cycle and you're ready to move out of it and do something with it. I feel like you're the meaning that was at the bottom of that well, whatever, like the bottom of the bottle, like if like hangover, like I don't know, like if this is you coming to the bottom of your truth, hitting rock bottom when you're on the rocks, is like there's a radical shift happens pretty quick, because this is about having meaning, informing the possibilities. I feel like you've you're in a place right now where you have a very clear idea of what the pros and cons of taking one path or the other are, and you're ready to make your move. You're ready to move very quickly towards your choice, whatever your choice happens to be. Wow. Yeah, cool. It's good for you for getting through that dark night of the soul. You know, it's just not fun. That's why they call it that. And you're gonna know what to reject and what to move forward with, and you're gonna do it with like so much power and stability. And you know, they always kind of say during Mercury retrograde, like, don't begin anything new, but I do feel very strongly that if you have an intuitive knowing and just like spirit wants you to do something, then you should do it, because look, it results in you turning into this awesome King of Pentacles. You know, it turns into something that is totally abundant for you, something that is gonna provide for you long term, something that's gonna help you leave legacy, something that will you know, fulfill you both practically and with your own like inner world. And it's just, you know, it's you're gonna be seeing the fruits of your harvest, I feel like. Part number 3. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for you. I hope that these readings resonated, guys. If they did, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more of like this stuff. It's literally different every single day, so I promise you won't be bored. And yeah, if you guys want to book a personal reading with me, please let me know. I am here for that. And I will see you on the other side of Mercury retrograde. Okay.